Okay, good morning everyone. This is Kelly Renee. You're in Sharing Our Shine, and it's the latter part of May 2024. This isn't a diamond painting, as you've already noticed. I will be doing adult coloring on the channel. I will be adding that hobby of mine to the channel in a series of adult coloring videos. And I wanted to kind of start out this series by introducing you to my version of the adult coloring journey, my journey. I have this book on the table right now because it is the only coloring book amongst the 70, 75, 80-ish books that I own that I've ever completed. From every single image in this book is colored. So I wanted to kind of talk about my journey as I kind of flip through this book. So you're not just listening to me ramble on about whatever, but actually seeing some of my finished pages. So I started coloring, I want to say 2014, 15, 16, somewhere in that timeline. And just like most colorist journeys, I watched YouTube, kind of caught that bug, started with Joanna Bashford. I didn't stay with that particular artist's books for very long. And along the way, you try pencils, you try markers, you try water-based medium. I was doing art journaling about the same time, so I had inks, and I had so many other different tools and things in my coloring toolkit, if you want to call it that. So over the years, having tried many different brands, many different mediums, you kind of find the things that suit you, the things that you enjoy using, the things that you find proficiency and success in. Right? So I've had that journey, and I have kind of found my niche, if you will. I should turn the book this way so you can see that image. And as I kind of create more and more videos on actual coloring, again, I wanted to start the series out just talking about what that journey was. And I've had success and failure with multitudes of mediums. And the mediums that I have landed on, for the most part, over the last, let's say 3 years, I've been pretty consistent into what I use and what I choose to color with. And it is really heavily into 3 different mediums. Number one medium that I enjoy coloring with, and that you will see consistently on my channel, are inks. That's my number one go-to coloring medium. And over the next or the coming videos, you'll see me pull out these drawers. This is my yellow, orange, and green inks that I use, and I'll talk about the brands in another video. I just wanted to show you the trays. And these are my go-to. This is my blue, purple, and pink drawer. It's in the same organizer cabinet, an acrylic cabinet. And the third drawer of my inks are the red, brown, and grays. Over time, I've collected a lot of inks. I own the full Distress line. I owe quite a bit of Momentum. I've started using the Stacy Park Jacquard brand, as well as Marvy and Versamagic. those are the inks, generally the 5 brands of inks that I use in my coloring journey. My second most prevalent use of coloring is going to be pencils. And my pencil of choice is Prismacolor. Those are my pencils. My budget pencils are the Brute Funer, the square pencils. Those are my budget pencils. I do have other pencils. I have Black Widow. I don't own the Faber-Castell. I am thinking about the Black Edition pencils because they're soft core. But I have many different brands of pencils that I've tried over the years, but primarily it's Prismacolor. And my third favorite coloring medium is pan pastels. So I have inks, dye-based inks, as well as pigment inks. I also do pencils, Prismacolor primarily, pan pastels, and my fourth would be water-based markers. My preferred water-based markers are Tombos. I do have the Marvy dye markers. I have those sitting on my desk, and I have my Tombos in a case. They're sitting kind of over there. And my water-based markers and water-based crayons or pencils are Distress. And what else do I generally use? That's pretty much gel pens I use as well. So I have a variety of coloring medium, just like most of you out there. So I wanted to introduce you to this new series, and like I said, introduce you to my coloring style, to the mediums that I use, and flip through this completed coloring book. I really like Jane Hankins. I won't say all of her books, but I do own a significant amount of the coloring books that she once sold. And this is the only one that I actually finished. So, I'd love to know in the comments your thoughts on me. I don't like this particular page. This next page, yeah, it's not my favorite. I didn't like the way I finished it. I would have made different choices on colors. It is what it is. And I do write on the page the tools and the products that I used generally when I do color. Oh, I got quite a few landscape pages in a row. So that's how I thought I would introduce you. So for the most part, again, in my own coloring journey, this one's okay. Yeah. I do embellish the pages with stickers or quotes or dots, and I have other mixed media tools that I like to use in my coloring books. Even diamond painting drills sometimes I'll put into a coloring book. And for the most part, I do prep the pages when I'm coloring, with the exception of if I'm going to use markers on a page. I don't prep the page because surface prep does not work well with alcohol markers and pan pastels. I will prep a page for pan pastels, but sometimes I forgo it depending upon the paper that I'm going to be working on, so on and so forth. For example, this particular page is prepped. There are pan pastels, there are pencils, there's Distress ink and Distress oxide, all used on this mixed media coloring page in various areas. Okay. So, what do I prep a page with when I'm coloring? I use two different tools or products. They're not tools, they're products. My gesso of choice is the Art Basics Clear Gesso and Golden's Satin Glazing Liquid. You see how big this is? I use so much of this. I buy the 32 ounce. Those are the products that I use to prep a page with, depending upon what I'm doing. This particular page that you're looking at here has marker. Once I finished the faces with marker, then I did the satin glazing liquid, pan pastels, pencil, distress ink, and sticker sentiments on the page. That's just something I do. But that's what this particular page is. And I know that because I write the notes. You can see the marker coming through on the back page. That's where I do the marker. Once I'm finished with the marker work, which is here, once I finish with the alcohol marker, then I go ahead and prep over the rest of the page. Markers, like I said, just do not do well, be it gesso or be it satin glazing liquid. They do not do well over surface prep at all. So you kind of have to know where you're going with your coloring if you're going to do a mixed media page, which I do without even thinking about it. I'm just a mixed media person, and I don't settle for any one thing. Okay? And again, I like to put quotation stickers on my pages. Whatever the page sends to me, I'll put a sticker on it. And I also have some dazzles on it. Oh, I got a gnat on my page. It's that time of year. Okay, let me make sure I'm still in frame because I moved my book quite a bit. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm still in frame. Okay. Okay, so again, tell me in the comments your thoughts about adding this hobby to the channel. It will probably live in the WIP and What playlist, and depending upon what you guys think of the hobby, if I continue sharing my adult coloring on my Sharing Our Shine channel, I will make a separate playlist just for adult coloring. Okay? Just because I'm showing you this page, and I may start from the beginning again if you want to see the pages again. This particular page has marker, pan pastels, distressed ink. I did use a product called Extreme Glitter. I think it's made by Folk Art. That just kind of gives a transparent shine to certain areas. I use gel pens. And this particular page has no prep. And it doesn't have any pencil. I know that because, again, I write the notes of when I do it and what I use on a page. Okay, and this does have a sticker sentiment. I Believe I Can Fly. It's the sticker that I chose to put on this page. So that's that one. That's a marker, apparently. You can see the back page. Okay. Let's see, I showed you the die markers, I showed you my die ink, I talked about my budget pencils are the Brutfuner, B-R-U-T-F-U-N-E-R. Those are my budget pencils. My premium pencils, again, are Prisma. My watercolor pencils of choice are the Distress Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. My water-based markers of choice are Tombow. My premium ones. These, I wouldn't say that these are premium. They're high quality. But I don't think of them as premium. What else do I have on my desk? Oh, the fixative that I use is Spectra Fix. This is basically the only fixative that I use on my pages. I do, let me go ahead and turn this page. You're probably sick of looking at that one. I do adhere my fixative with an airbrush. I also do airbrush coloring. And I have examples of that in another coloring book where I actually use my airbrush to color a page. And let me address this as well. While I have been doing art journaling pretty much even prior to adult coloring, I was collecting my matte mediums, my paste, all kinds of different gel mediums and different things, my acrylic paints, my dye inks, my pigment inks, India inks. I was collecting all of those different things. And since I own them, oftentimes I would incorporate them into a coloring page. So I was doing mixed media in an art journal, and I just easily kind of segued into doing mixed media and coloring books. But I was inspired, like so many of you, to use inks and such in the coloring books on a more regular basis by YouTuber Zucchini Kitty. While I was familiar with dye-based inks and their attributes, their properties, her using them in coloring books really encouraged me to do more of it. So I wanted to do a shout out to Zucchini Kitty for that inspiration. Since I'm on this page, this is marker. I'm not sure if her face is marker. Let me look behind it. Yes. Her arms, face, legs, and the faces on these trees was all done with markers. Then I put a satin glaze on top of the marker work. And then I used distress ink, pencils, and pan pastels to complete this page. And as you can see, I have a transparent sticker sentiment on the page here. And yeah, there are other little stickers, little round stickers on the hat there. I do that a lot. That's just me. That's just my taste. And that's how I like to color. Okay, now, as I was doing a shout out to Zucchini Kitty for her inspiration and using more and more of my inks in the coloring book itself, one of the things I did not emulate from Zucchini Kitty were the tools that she used, or maybe even still uses, in applying ink to a coloring book page. Those tools did not work for me, like, at all. And as I was doing more with my inks than just backgrounds, I had to figure out the right tool for me. And the two tools that I use is on camera now. One, for detail work, is an eyeliner disposable makeup brush. And my number one go-to tool for my ink work in coloring books is this. This is an eyeshadow makeup applicator. I do not use the traditional ink blending tools that she uses. They just did not work for me. These are my go-tos, and I stockpile these because I use them so much. Okay? So I wanted to share that with you as well. I use different tools than she uses. I think, you know, anytime you are using someone else for inspiration, you can alter. There's nothing wrong with altering what you've learned from them to suit your hand, your eye, your aesthetic, whatever it may be. And that's what I've done. Okay? And I'm trying to think what else I could share with you, other than doing an actual coloring page. I think that's pretty much everything. And I wanted to flip through this book to give you something to look at, as opposed to just listening to me drone on about, you know, whatever. But this is, I really like Jane Hankins' art. I like her aesthetic. I have many of her books. Thankfully, she was selling out her warehouse at one point, and I was able to get these $40 books. I think these were $40 at a lesser price, so I kind of stockpiled a little bit. I don't think I have too many multiples, but I have like at least one of each for the ones that I wanted. Okay. And since I'm on this page, I can tell you I did this particular page November 20th of 22 and finished it November 21st of 22. Pan pastels, distress ink, pencils, and Tombow are all on this page, and the sentiment sticker that I chose to affix to this page. So no marker work, as you can see. There's no marker work on this particular page. Everything was pan pastels, distress ink, pencils, and Tombow. Okay, let me go ahead and turn this way. So, love to hear your feedback, your comments. Am I nearing the end? Oh, perfect timing. I'm actually at the end of the book. So hopefully you enjoyed that flip through. I'd love to know your feedback on adding adult coloring. I think many diamond painters have multiple hobbies, and one of the most popular hobbies I have seen and heard of on YouTube is adult coloring for diamond painters. I don't think they go naturally hand in hand, but many colorists also have picked up diamond painting, and some diamond painters are watching adult coloring as well, even if they don't engage in it. So that's coming to the channel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that flip through. Let me know what questions you have about anything that I discussed and shared with you today. And look forward to future videos. I will be choosing another Jane Hankins book. I think it's going to be this one. I think it's going to be Friend from My Imaginary World. Nothing. This book hasn't been touched. And I think I'll pick a page from this book and I will be coloring in it. And last but not least, let me share this with you. Mouse Guard coloring book was a very popular coloring book 2016, 2017, 2018 in that time frame. And I bought mine, loved it. I just bought another one off eBay because it's well out of print. But I used this coloring book as kind of a tester book. It actually says tester book on the label on the cover. And what that means to me is when I get new products or want to try something out of the ordinary or something I haven't tried in a while, that I actually use this book and try to find any page. And I said I had airbrushing, didn't I? Okay, let me see if I can find an airbrush page to share with you. These two pages here I did recently because I had tried the distress watercolor pencils at a shop, and I decided to invest in them, and I wanted to practice with them. I don't have a lot of experience using them because I just got the full set. I have all of the sets. And I've been playing kind of in this book with those watercolor markers. Pencils. Watercolor pencils. This particular page was airbrushed coloring. I'm hoping that you can see that. And I have this page, I did a lot of airbrushing here and here and here. So airbrush coloring, I don't see that on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and show you how I do that on this page. What is this one? Oh, this is this Tombow. Let's see. Distressed ink over 1 coat of gesso. This is chalk, distress ink, so on and so forth. Different things as I have an idea about something or I obtain a new product. This is the coloring book I pull out just to try different techniques, different products. I did a page in here recently too. I don't like that one. So, this one. I did this a few days ago. I haven't been coloring in quite a while because I've been diamond painting. And I wanted to pick up a book and just kind of get my hand back in it. And I did this page here. So, look forward to that. Or some of you may try to avoid adult coloring because you just don't enjoy watching it or hearing about it. Each to their own. And so, those of you that are looking forward to it, I will be doing a video very soon. Doing some coloring on the channel. And I look forward to you guys joining me. So let me know what you think overall about the flip through itself, about the idea of adult coloring coming to the channel. And I'll just kind of go like this as I begin to sign off and as you guys go forth in your everyday life sharing your shine with others. Remember to allow their shine to be reflective back on you. And taking care of yourself, your family, your friends, your community, all along the way. Take care, everyone. I'll be meeting with you soon. Bye-bye.